Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
That is comfortable.
Y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live. And I promise I'm trying to. Before you count me out, homie, let me remind you. They was blocking the shine, now I think it's my time to. Counting them dollar signs like lights, they'll blind you. Let me rewind to back when I was broke and I couldn't acquire 2 cents. And now I got 2 rents. They was sleeping on me, homie, must have got too big. Call my phone, I be like, who this? Damn right, hell yeah, I'm brand new. Smell like can too. I'm fresh forever like canned food. Try and tell me what I can't do. I wanna see the world, my vision on shamu. That mean I got goals that's real big, foes that's real big. Y'all offer too little, sorry, my soul is real big. Coming into the ring with blows that's real big. I gotta do it big, that's the only way I can live.
What will you like today? Another Cloud 2 classic?
I'll stick with the usual. Maybe take a little bit off the sides.
Oh, that's fresh.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Hey, watch your head. What sound experience would you like today?
I'll have the fantasy pack.
Good choice.
And could you make it a Cloud 2 wireless?
On his way, sir.
Sounds amazing.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary comfort goes wireless.
Ain't accept and ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, jobs that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground on the cars is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
Hey man, I just can't find a comfortable headset. I mean, I've tried everything. Literally everything.
Sheesh, my brother. I got you.
The HyperX Cloud 2 Wireless. Legendary.
What is going on, everybody, and welcome for some ECAC Valorant action. I am Septilance, joined by Jag, and we're going to be jumping into a game that is hopefully going to be a very good one according to these win-loss ratios, but push all that aside. Jag, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. It's week 7 out of 8 for the regular season. We're getting near the end. Playoffs are upon us, and, well, the good news is I've heard a little birdie said that you and I will be there for the finals, but, you know, that's a little bit in the future, so we'll have to wait till we get to that. But like you said, yeah, both these teams, Wayne State College and the Wildcats from SUNY Polytechnic, are 5-1, so this should be a very close matchup. But stats, you know, they aren't everything. You and I were not very good at math, but we'll see if those numbers add up today.
Yeah, so math is certainly not our strong suit, but these players winning seems to be theirs. Both these teams 5-1 for the time being, and that obviously changes. Somebody moves on to that 6-1, somebody falls 5-2. It's interesting because nobody wants that second loss, but at the same time, the second loss isn't really going to doom either of these teams.
Yeah, I mean, both of them are probably sure locked in for the playoff unless disaster strikes. And you and I actually did get to see Wayne State 2 weeks ago, and that was their first loss of the season. They took a pretty aggressive loss against WBU Potomac. I still can't pronounce that name. It's such a hard school. It's basically 2 school names in one. But yes, Potomac was who they lost to, and that was 4-3 losses they took on both of those maps. So a pretty clean sweep against them. But they bounced back that next week to get to this 5-1 record. So even if you lose here today, there's still that 6-2 that's waiting for you at the end of the road. Yeah, it's still a very, very good record. But before we talk more about these teams, you and I actually do not know these map picks just yet. So I really want to learn them.
I want to find them out as well, so if we can please jump to that graphic, I'm hyped to see if it's going to be anything, maybe something interesting for once, maybe not Ascent. Let's see as they come in, but I'm a little upset, but Bind! Okay, never mind, I'm good, I'm hyped. 2 of my favorite maps are being played, and then Ascent is in the middle, but Jag, what do you think about this map pool, man?
You know, I actually really don't mind Ascent when it's the second map. I think that's the biggest thing I've realized over time is if it's not the first map in a series, I'm actually pretty stoked to see it because it is a very fun map to watch, and it's the most popular map in, I would say, any level of competitive play for a reason. It's very back and forth, and there's a lot of strategies you can put onto it. I'm mostly excited for Split if we do get to the map 3, but like you said, Bind, the first map, it's one of the most interesting in the game because there is no mid, so really you're just kind of playing between connections between A and B, and then you're playing around those teleporters that get you across the map, which really adds up to some interesting gameplay, and most importantly, Bind is just the home of Raze.
Yeah, Raze, my favorite agent in the game, the one that I play every single time I've got this game open, and I'm super excited because Bind not only doesn't have that mid, but doesn't really have any long sights, so to speak. And that might be a little bit of a controversial statement, but this map to me is the one that is the close quarters map. Very rarely are we seeing operators. Very rarely are we seeing long distance engagements. It is up close, in your face, almost every single time. And I think that's why I like it so much.
And I think Wayne State also is very happy with this overall map pool. We talked to them earlier, and they said that some of the maps they'd prefer to play are Split and Ascent. So 2 of them in the map pool, 1 of them guaranteed. On the other side, the Wildcats said that they do like Split, but they actually prefer Icebox more than most maps because they like to play it on maps that they can do aggressive plays on. And I'm assuming that's coming from the high ground. You know, Icebox has a lot of variety when it comes to getting on top of your opponents, but Icebox not in the pool, so we'll have to see how that affects things long term. Nobody talks about Bind, which is really interesting, yet it was the first pick here.
Nobody likes Bind for some reason. I don't really know. Seeing it picked here almost feels like a little bit of a fluke. I just hope that we're going to be seeing Raze. I feel like Cypher is almost a given. Bind, in my opinion, here comes another controversial statement, is the only map in the game where not picking Sova isn't shooting yourself in the foot. I think we could see team comps without Sova, and I think that would be really interesting because almost every other map calls for him.
Well, we'll see if that Sova does come out. One thing that the Wildcats did tell us is that they really like to run double info compositions. Now, info, not a role, but what it means basically is that you want someone like a Sova or a Cypher that's going to get you the information, and those are 2 different roles. You get a Sentinel versus a different role that Sova plays, but it can still work out in the same way where you're still gathering the same thing at the end of the day. We'll see how that ends up working out, but here is going to be the first picks of the agents select coming in, and well, it's interesting what we're seeing so far. Okay, no Yoros. That would have been the one thing I was really concerned about.
Yep.
But it's interesting to me because we were told by Wayne State to look out for BV01 on the Sova, but they said that they're an operator player. So this will be really interesting, especially considering that Munoz has just put in that jet.
Yeah, not only has Munoz brought in the jet, but the op, I mentioned this already, isn't as common here as almost every other map in the game. It's possible to see it. We see it held in showers a lot, sometimes down that long site as well, but it isn't as common, I would say. So they're going to lock in the Sova. Zobi trying to make me a very happy caster. We'll find out in just a moment if that is going to come true. No! Every time I point something out like that, no matter what. I'm not looking at it anymore. We're going to look at the other side, a possible Brimstone lock making an appearance. Jag, do you think Brimstone is going to be a good choice on Bind?
Well, I don't think it's going to come through, because I think Astra is the best primary smoker here between
Select
Omen.
your agent.
I mean, Brimstone's barely played nowadays. Omen sometimes can be the pick on a map like Haven, where there's more, I would say, kind of just sight lines that go straight down, as opposed to here, where it's a bit more windy and those pathways are a bit more curvy. So waiting on SUNY to put in those last picks. I think the most interesting thing here is the fact that we're going to have a Viper here, as well as the Sky. Viper used to be really popular on Bind because there is no mid, and her wall can just go straight across the map. It can cut the entirety, basically, from point A to point B if you're playing as a hookah. But she's not been played a lot, and neither has Sky. Sky was meta for quite a bit, and it seems like she has completely fallen out of favor for the last few weeks. I have seen her only a few times in that. And I don't even think it's necessarily that she got weaker, because she was still played quite a bit after her nerf. I just think that there's a lot more preference on the double duelist compositions. That's exactly what Wayne State's trying to do here.
Yeah, I think you're 100% spot on. I don't think anything you said was going to be a little bit of a unusual comment there. I think you've made a lot of great points as well. The Viper is going to be unusual, but Jake Snake has Snake in the name, so I think that's funny. Maybe that's just a little bit of a running joke there. I'm also curious because a lot of Viper at the higher level relies almost entirely on lineups, right? And the lineups here are possible, but they're not very common. So has this player put in the time to come through and see if there's going to be something along the lines of these over-the-top lineups?
Well, Jake Snake, I mean, it's in the name. We'll see if their Venom is as big as their Bite. We'll have to be waiting a little bit, as SUNY Poly right now is on the defensive side. And for the most part, these attackers, they want to go A, and the Pain Shells, well, they're going to be thrown in, but not going to find a lot.
Yeah, Pain Shell's coming in early, and that's unfortunate when they're not going to find a lot, but when you throw them, you expect things to happen just like that. Zobi here with a weird high ground advantage is going to be able to take out that Viper. We're not going to see any Viper abilities or really urgency making an appearance quite yet. Peach comes out, but Zobi is going to take out that counterfeit. One raise misses another, and now Wayne State going for that classic spike plant. They're going to put up the wall and try to block off as many sight lines as possible. Poro finds one. Poro looks for a second, but the gravity well forces them away just a bit. A vulnerable State going to be here for a while. Poro going to choose to take the fight anyway. Taunt will be able to find that headshot kill. It's down to basically gut shot to get through this wall. Perhaps Woj can help as well.
It's really difficult at this point. They're just going to be trying to go around through U-Haul, but that sightline is going to be completely covered. That's a lot of information. That recon bolt is big, but there's too many people alive. Gut shot gets one, gets two. It's a 2v1, and actually the Astra is very weak, but so is Gut shot. I don't think they can win this.
Oh, yeah. No, Gutshot unfortunately was trying to help out, but the damage had already been done in quite a few ways there. It was going to be a great start for Wayne State. They're coming out strong. This is a 5-1 team. We expect some great gameplay like that. And I'm going to say that round maybe a little bit closer than they wanted, but still a round win, especially in the pistol round, is all you need.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't really matter. You're not going to be keeping your sidearms for the most part. Maybe if there's a Ghost you pick up or a Sheriff, then you'll keep it, but it's going to be a buy for the winning team. They're going to go for the Spectres. It's really this round that's important for Wayne State, because they'll be playing into the bonus for SUNY next time, when they will have assault rifles into the SMGs they currently have. You cannot lose too many people here. I think one death is acceptable. Anything beyond that is really a win for SUNY Poly in a round that they shouldn't be getting much out of.
Absolutely. SUNY Poly, if they can win this, they'll break that statistical expectation, but we've got to see the Sova had to get hit by a shock dart there already. I mean, what is that? Maybe 15 HP, if even, and already Sin is going to be able to find that kill. Wayne State finds themselves up 5-2 as SUNY Poly is just absolutely obliterated on B site here. They aren't even able to engage before Wayne State comes in and just mows them down.
Planted.
They're both playing the same side. They're trying to go in from defender spawn, but with this Nebula in the way, they've got no clear pathway. It looks like the enemy Astra now going to be trying to go around the corner. Caught though. Great gravity well doesn't hit anything, but does make them back up. Woj on this flank could maybe find a surprise kill or two.
Yeah, I think you're going for resets here, right? You're going to try and force these players to bring some things out to the table. The Paint Shells don't find much, and Woj has to tuck tail and run, but he's about to walk right into Zobi, who's waiting around the corner. A flawless round win for Wayne State is going to put them up 2-0. SUNY Poly, if they're going to win a round, this next one's going to be it.
did say to look out for Sophie's raise, so they must be very happy about this pick. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of potential to play Raze on the next map on Ascent, but there will be on Split. So if they're able to keep up this flawless performance through the rest of the series, they could be the real threat to look out for on either side. But like we said before, this is SUNY Poly's bonus round. They will have better firepower. They could stop the bleeding a little bit here, but if they can't, Wayne State will have a very nice early lead.
Yeah, a 3-0 lead is going to be just a great way to start things up. The economy for SUNY Poly, especially if they lose this round, is going to be rough. And before we even jump into the round, Poro and Peach fight too, but Munoz trying to keep that fight alive. Zobi puts down Woj. It's going to be 3v2. This is the closest SUNY Poly has been all game so far. Bind has been really in favor of Wayne State. And now one more kill can tie things up for SUNY Poly.
Man, never count out a Marshall. Gets 2 kills there.
Oh, I love the Marshall.
And it's still a one-shot weapon. If you're able to hit those headshots, dink some heads, it's an insta-kill, just like a operator would be on the head or on the body. This is an interesting play, though. They've split themselves, so there's still one actually on A, maybe trying to get the counter rotation. That spike has now been planted at B.
Yeah, this is going to be a great opportunity. I think you've made a great point there. I love the Marshall. I think it is so much fun, in all honesty. I think it's a great weapon to bring out. And, I don't miss headshots, so of course I'm using the Marshall, right? No, I'm just kidding. I'm not very good at this game either. Anyway, Wayne State, they are going to find themselves up in that 3-2. They've got the spike plant already. SUNY Poly, I don't think going for a save is the call. I think trying to be the hero would be great, but Taunt just walks up and executes them both. SUNY Poly doesn't even get the chance to engage with Wayne State.
That was a very patient play by Taunt. I was saying patient and play at the same time there. What he does essentially is he's waiting on A, trying to get the rotation if they try to go through market, realizes that no one's there because they've already rotated to B, and then just walks slowly with the knife out, so very vulnerable, but able to walk a little bit faster than they would be with their weapon. Sets up perfect timing. And you actually saw that, SUNY Poly. They were checking that out. They were trying to see if anyone came, but because of the timing there, it just worked out perfectly for Taunt, and that bonus round, well, it goes bye-bye, and Wayne State's lead continues to increase.
Yeah, the bonus rounds buys go bye-bye, right? I mean, you commit your full econ into that. SUNY Poly, they lose the round in a pretty aggressive fashion, not nearly as aggressive as Wayne State has been up to this point. And we're going to have a slow engagement here. A lot of Astro abilities being used on the A side. It's going to be Waj with that first kill onto Zobi. Taunt finds the counter kill onto Poro. 4v4, Sky down, Ray's missing as well. It's really going to come down to that next engagement on who's going to be able to walk away from the fight. Woj misses that first shot. It's not going to be a crucial one. Takes, I don't think, any damage in the process. This is still a very winnable scenario, down to 89. Really stuck here in Wayne State. If they choose to engage, Woj is not going to be able to miss a single shot. They're going to miss both. Peach goes down as well. Munoz keeping this dream alive for Wayne State. Finds the third, and all of a sudden it is cut shot on their lonesome once again.
Now both duelists have the ultimate, but only one is alive. It is enough in this 4v1 scenario. The Blade Storm, well, it's probably not going to be popped anytime soon, but it's great to have that. The Showstopper could be great for future rounds, so actually not being here might be a good thing. You don't want to use it in a scenario where you really don't need it. Biggest question now is, can Gutshot find anything here as they're about to run into Sin? Sin just gonna peek away.
Yeah, that's going to be pretty bold play. Gutshot, I thought, was going to go for an attempt there on the kill. Actually finds Taunt. So a great reset question. Can you do that 3 more times at 39 HP? No way! No way! Gutshot puts down 3. There's only one left. You can't even get the spike. It's about kills, but no. BB is going to be there to ruin what would have been the play of a lifetime. SUNY Poly, easily the closest they have been.
It was so close, and the fact that there was a complete save round, nothing on the board there for SUNY Poly. Man, did they put up a great fight. Just could not find that last elimination they needed. Like you said, there was just no time. Even if you did get that last kill, there's nothing that you're playing for at that point. You're just trying to get rid of the economy of Wayne State, which is pretty stable because of the fact that they've won 4 rounds in a row. So even a loss here or there, not going to be putting an end to them just yet. But this is where SUNY Poly can finally build on that momentum, get around here, and the Hunter's Fury, it could cut apart an attack. So could this Blade Storm, cutting apart the defense.
That was 2 blades used already, only 1 landing and not doing a lot of damage. So you've only got, I think, 3 blades? I forget which number I just said. But either way, you do not have as many blades as you're supposed to, so it's going to be a lot harder to kill without those headshots. Okay, 3 blades remain. Of course, you get a kill with the left click, it resets, but if you right click, unfortunately you don't get them back anymore. It's the same reason I don't play Jet, because I always just right clicked. I can't aim very well. Zobi is going to be able to throw in those shells around the corner. Got a pretty good recon moving in as well. The gravity well opens up. A lot of Wayne